You guys ever felt like you were drowning, right? Professionally, emotionally, whatever. Look, a coach can purchase speed. You can get there quicker, okay? So it's not just learning from your own mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. You get there much quicker, okay? So I'm gonna share about 12 years coaching experience. Here's my journey. This is actually me and my buddy. Let me see if this plays. I go back. This is me walking. Well, to pretend we're walking. This is somewhere in Iceland. So how I started off years ago is I basically crisscrossed the country learning from some of the best coaches in the world. I'd spend days, hours, weeks with them. And I basically fast-tracked it all. I purchased speed. I learned so quick because I learned through their mistakes. So I hope you learn through my mistakes too, okay? And I've been coaching 12 years. Again, I'm the founder of Terranova Fitness. I founded it 9 years ago. Do you know like 90% of gyms fail within the first 5 years? 90%. I think it's even higher now. I'm also the author, this is Siobhan, of My Fit Life Planner. It took me about 15 months, 500 hours to create. It's basically every single frequently asked question you're gonna get from clients is answered in this book. Okay, so if you wanna know about that, you can ask about that. So I'm gonna go over 5 mistakes to avoid. 5 mistakes to avoid, right? It's cheaper to learn from my mistakes. So learn from them. Most people are out of this industry within 1 to 3 years. It's a high turnover rate, but you can make a lot of money if you're awesome, okay? So 5 mistakes to avoid. This is actually, a lot of this is real world. This is me, I broke this when I was running with the Bulls in Spain, okay? So if you ever want to do that, don't take your phone with you, that was a mistake, okay? So 5 mistakes to avoid. Mistake number 1. You guys seen this meme yet with this little kid? Yeah? I think this is the biggest mistake young guns make, is being a true believer. Like some of the symptoms of being a true believer is you get offended when somebody asks you to justify your program. Or you get offended when somebody says there's a better way to do something, okay? And not everyone is meant to listen to country music. Not everyone's meant to listen to rap music. Same thing with your programs. Not everyone's meant to do HIIT or all these other stuff, okay? So if you're a true believer, you're gonna run into trouble, you're gonna injure people, okay? So always be aware. My mentor taught me there's a difference between disagree and dislike. Like I've been around the best coaches in the world. We love justifying our programs. The moment somebody gets offended, we're like, probably his first year, first, second, third year. So that's mistake number 1. Don't be a true believer. There's another one. See this guy? You guys seen this movie Friday? Am I dating myself? Shit. Mistake number 2, speaking coach. Nobody cares what like your psoas is or alactic or nonlinear periodization. No one cares, all right? And you're gonna make people feel dumb. If you're speaking to other coaches, speak coach. But if you're talking to somebody, speak plain language, right? It's really important. People come to us to feel awesome and be built up. So if you're using all this language that they don't understand, they're just gonna feel stupid, okay? So don't speak coach. I made this mistake. I remember reading like my first like Russian periodization, and I was like sharing it with somebody, and I was so excited about it, and I see the eyes going back in this woman's head. I'm like, oh shit, I'm boring her. Don't make that mistake. Don't speak coach to non-coach people. Use plain language, use analogies, okay? Mistake number 3 is square pegs into round holes. Outrageous. All right, so I love doing bench press, but not everyone's meant to do a bench press, okay? I love squatting. Not everyone's meant to do a squat. So if you fall in love with an exercise and you think everyone should do it, you're putting square pegs in the round hole, okay? It's kind of like being a true believer. Does that make sense, right? And again, I can spot a young gun a mile away because they have this. They keep trying to push it in. Mistake number 4. This is actually this is me riding an ostrich in South Africa. It was pretty damn chaotic. And I jumped off and held on to that bar afterwards, okay? I had to call an audible. So mistake number 4, not calling audibles. Does anyone know what an audible is in football analogy? An audible is when you come up to the line, you have a set play, you see the defense move, and a rookie quarterback stays with the play, gets sacked. A great coach sees it and calls an audible. So every coach I know never follows every program because there's so many variables at play. Okay, sleep, something's hurting, they're doing another sport, they're doing other training. You gotta be able to call audibles. Here's mistake number 5, the other 23 hours. Mediocre coaches only focus on the exercise or the hour at a time. They don't know about what happened before, they don't care, they're not aware of it, they're not self-aware. Also, I see this too a lot with trainers that are in or out of the industry within a year. They want to prove how awesome they are and like destroy their clients and athletes. And then that client and athlete can't fucking walk the rest of the day, has no energy, and can't do anything, okay? Here's something you always learn. If you get nothing else, you shouldn't train as hard as you can, you train as hard as you should. Otherwise, you will learn the hard way, I promise you, okay? So again, the other 23 hours, what's the look in their eyes? We've all dated people, right? We know when they're in a good mood or a bad mood. Is everything okay? Yeah, okay, you know there's not something going on, okay? What are the other 23 hours?